Alright, welcome back to another video. Today's going to be the second part of the multiplying mixed numbers that I did the previous week, or it could be whenever the first one was uploaded. This will be the second part. We're going to be talking about an easier way to multiply mixed numbers than the way Edgenuity teaches in that specific section on multiplying fractions. Alright, let's quickly summarize how Edgenuity teaches how to multiply mixed numbers. So for instance, if I have a 2 times 3 and 1/2. The way Edgenuity teaches how to multiply mixed numbers is use the distribute property. I take this integer and I multiply it by the 3, and then I add the 2 times 1/2. So what does that look like? So first I'm going to take 2 times the 3, and then I add 2 times 1/2. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 times 1/2 is 2 over 2, which is just 1, so that's 7. So this is the way Edgenuity teaches how to multiply mixed numbers. For me, I find it much easier to do a different method. So let me erase this real quick. And the much easier method, which I recommend if they're just looking for the answer, you're going to need to know how to do both ways to get through this section, because they're going to ask you specific questions on using their method. But if they're just looking for an answer, this is the best approach. So let's say I have 2 times 4 and 1/8. The way I do it, instead of using the distributed property, is I'm going to turn both of these into fractions. One's going to be an improper fraction. Remember I mentioned improper fraction is when the numerator, the top, is greater than the denominator. To do that, excuse me, to do that, this is what you do. So I take the bottom times the middle and I add the top. So I'm taking 8 times 4 and I'm adding 1. So what is that? 8 times 4 is 32. 32 plus 1 is 33. And then you still have our denominator 8. So this, as an improper fraction, is 33/8. Now all I have to do is just multiply those two. So I'm going to take 2 times 33/8. Remember, when we multiply fractions, we can cross-reduce, or we can reduce up and down. If I can cross-reduce here. The greatest common factor between 2 and 8 is 2. So 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 8 4 times. Then at this point, I can just multiply the top times top and bottom times bottom. 1 times 33 is 33. 1 times 4 is 4. Now, a lot of the times, if you get an improper fraction, what Edgenuity or other places will ask for the answer to be in a mixed number. So to get that, is a method we did last time I showed you to. So we take this number, and you see how many times it can go into that, and then we're going to have a remainder over. So 4 can go into 33, I would say 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. So then we would have 1 left over, and our denominator stays the same. So this is a much easier method to multiply mixed numbers. Hopefully this helps. And stay tuned for the next video. I'm not sure what the topic will be. I'm sure something will come up. Like I mentioned before, if there's anything specific you'd like me to go over, I could probably do that for you. Anything that helps you guys get through some of these math questions. Talk to you later.